What's up, guys? So I'm probably gonna sneak out of the room. I figured if she wasn't gonna fall asleep, normally she calms down a little bit now when I'm sitting here. So, but perhaps I might do that, making the video. That, or I'd be helping myself. You guys earlier that I would do a video explaining about extension components. Reset. I haven't even done my rounds yet, so you guys can see how I handle every reset and into extension components. I don't know if anybody's read the story, but I guess I wouldn't mind learning something about it. I haven't paid attention to one part of it since it started, so. Alright. 6 hours. So, normally, if I'm going to do my uranium run, my doomsday, I'll pay attention to when troops are going to be finishing so that I have that much more BP when I hit. But they're not going to be finishing, not the high BP ones, so I'm going to go ahead 50% March here. Another, well, if it'll come out 50% March for this one. Let's see what my timer's looking like. Nope, it's frenzy. I didn't even know that, so maybe I might get into something. We'll see. Jesus, sleep. So when you're having a frenzy, it's always good to get all this stuff out of the way. It's going to require the most trips. That way you don't have to heal them just to participate. If you need shields, it's a good time to buy them. 720 gold. Refresh, refresh. There it is. That's the one you want right there. Sneak out of my daughter's room. $36, $66, $70, $80 on 80K skill bars. There we go. Start with the highest officer. It adds the most percentages to your skills that you already have invested in. Alright, so let me step outside so I can talk louder. Let me see. Wi-Fi is on. Shit. I'm gonna switch the Wi-Fi off. You guys haven't seen what's going on. Oh, and you guys can talk now. I can talk. I'm not in her room anymore. Oh, so I wanted to catch you early because I don't know if I got to be up real early for work or if I don't. So I'll probably get on here and play some Battle Frenzy if I'm not working early. If not, you might have to wait for tomorrow evening for me to be able to dedicate some time. We'll see. We'll see what UKU does because UKU is a hungry alliance. So if they're busy, if they're after targets, all I gotta do is port over, join them. So we'll see how that works. Mama made some good dinner tonight. Chewy. Ow. Tripping over kids' toys. Alright, so here we go. Can you all understand me? Can you see clearly? Somebody say something. You can't see me because I'm in the dark. I mean, I can turn the light on, but it's not really important that you see my face. It's important that you can understand what I'm saying. What I'm showing to you. There's only 3 of you on right now. So you go over here. Sorry. To your equipment facility. So you hit manage and you can see everything you got here. See how there's... It's a little zoomed out. Well, the volume on my phone doesn't do anything. So I only have enough extension components to increase. You see how I only have a couple blues left? I'm not going to increase the stats on my blues. So the golds, take time to get enough fragments to put together. So you're going to want to pay attention to how close you are, right? So that's how you range when it's time to increase. So for each fragment grade, it costs a little bit more to increase the level, right? And then for each level, it costs a little bit more the next time. So it's a little bit of a percentage increase, right? So do you want to spend your extension components on greens when blues are pretty easily attained? No. You might want to just live without the greens stats. They're small. They're only 1%. And if you think about it, it's 400 each green one. So if you did that, 10 times, that's 4,000. Well, you can build a gold for 4,000 exponents, and then the stats increase. I think it's not as much as what 10 of the greens would be, but eventually you're going to replace the greens. So you want to think of it along the lines of how soon you're going to be, wasting that exponent, wasting that particular one. So as you can see, the blues are damn near all replaced, because back when this started, when Exponence was released, getting purples was unheard of, let alone golds, right? So none of this infinite towers wasn't available. We were all still early in Doom Arena, so we weren't winning them like so easily. There wasn't so many packs available, so it all changes over time. So you got to remember that too. It's not just what's available now, what's it going to be later? How easy is it going to be achieved later? So, with all that said, the simple thing is, depending on the color, is going to cost a little bit more. All right, so a level 1 purple is going to cost, all right, let's just go to it. Level 1 purple. So I hit modify right here on level 4 autopod. See in the center, it says level 1 purple. So then I'm going to click on modify. Then I click on the level 1. Then I hit upgrade. See, it costs 2,400 to upgrade it. I get 1.1% extra stat to upgrade that. Okay. So here's a level 1 blue at the top. See on my dynamic droid 4, hit modify. There it is right there, level 1 blue. How much does that cost to upgrade to 2? Only 1,600. And the stats is 1.1% as well, right? But eventually, you're going to change that. See, level 1, what's up, John? Level 1 is 1% of blue. Level 1 on purple is 1.6%. Okay, so the increase is still the same, but it costs more for the higher the color. Okay, are you guys understanding? I'm trying to be simple, but okay, so the basic cost is a little bit more for the color, but the basic stat it offers is a little bit more for the color. Okay, so eventually you're going to want the higher color, even though it costs a little bit more. But because if you had all greens fully maxed out, you're not going to even touch all blues fully maxed out in stats. So eventually you're going to want all golds, right? So if you're not going to think you're ever going to be all golds, then you're going to want all purples. But at the very least, you're going to want lots of blues and lots of purples and maybe the one gold. So the point is that extension components are not water, okay? They take earning, they take time. So what is it worth to you to have a percent here and there until you get the fragments together, or save the exponents for the fact that later down the road you won't be replacing them and you won't be having to buy or work your ass off to win exponents for the stats? If you're a spender, this isn't really a thought that you have to think about. If you're like a heavy spender, then it doesn't matter because you're buying the best off the break. No greens on here. Greens are simple and easy. Also, when you sell them, break them down, whatever, it's substantially less that you get back for what you spent to make them. So, again, you're going to have to understand yourself. You're going to have to figure out what it is, the pace that you're getting, and how easily it is to achieve what you're working towards to decide what is worth investing in. So, again, each color offers a stat at base. Each higher grade color offers a little bit higher a base stat. But to upgrade each color, it costs a little bit more at higher grade to upgrade. But the highest grades you're not going to be replacing because there's nothing to replace them with. So it'll cost you a little bit more, but it'll be higher stats in the end, and you won't be replacing them. So you're looking at it in the long run. How much am I wasting before I achieve that? So I hope that that's the clearest that I can put it. And it goes hand in hand with officers. The same basic deal. Why invest in green officers when the stats they offer are minuscule compared to just the blue officers that mimic the same stat, let alone exponentially less than the purple officers, and they still cost the same XP to level up. So you skip greens altogether, and if you're going to go with blue officers, invest in the ones that you're going to use. Like the engineering one, you'll always use. The research one, you'll always use. But the thing is that research, you end up running into where you don't need the speed anymore because you run out of researches. You run into the point where the build speed no longer matters because you're so far along that you accumulate so many build speeds that you're not using. So you no longer have to care about how much build speed it takes, right? So then what are you going to invest in these for? And the only thing I invest in this guy for is in my farms, number one. Number two, once he's 5-star and I can